welcome to another vlog. Say hi. I know I look crazy, but there's a reason for it. There's a reason, but I'm gonna tell you the reason after you stop what you're doing. You hit the subscribe button, you hit the like button, and you hit the notification bell so you're always notified when a new video goes up. And then get ready for this really interesting vlog. Okay, so we're back. So as you can see, I am taking my braids out and I realized that I accidentally cut my hair. So you can actually tell because look, right there. OMG. Okay. Yep, it's definitely cut. It's cut. But anyways, not gonna worry about it because the reason that we're taking our braids out is because I have decided to lock my hair. I've been thinking about it for forever and I finally was like, you know what, we're gonna do it. And if I don't like it, okay, but I'm gonna give it a chance because I've been talking about it for forever. I've been thinking about it for forever. And I think I finally found a loctician that I want to work with. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited. So I'm gonna take you guys on the journey. So right now we're just taking the braids out and then I'm gonna wash my hair. So I'll do one more curly set. Then she's going to, I have a consultation with her in a few weeks, and then I'm going to plan to straighten my hair one last time to see how I like it straightened, because that's gonna make the final decision for me. Or if I go to consultation, I'm just like, you know what, let's just do it. Then I may not even straighten my hair beforehand, but I'm thinking that I want to get it straight one more time because I haven't had it straightened in almost 4 years to see what it looks like. But I don't know, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. So let's just take some braids out and let's talk about why I decided to finally take this leap, this hair leap. Evie's on the grill in front of me, by the way, like the toy grill. Hold on. So if you hear that noise, that's why. You click emote? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put you guys right here.
That's what a bee, but actually.
No, put your hands on the lens. You say hi?
Oh,
you wanna show me your meat?
Stay outside.
So I'm actually balancing you on the side of the grill right now, guys. So it looks a little crazy, but that's okay. We're gonna go with it. But yeah, so let's talk about the decision, right? So again, I've been talking about it for a while. I've wanted to do it. I need to do something. I like to do something different with my hair all the time. I finally found like the colors that I like, but I'm just not like wanting to do my hair as often anymore. And I've had some hair loss on the sides. And you know, my hair just needs kind of a break, honestly. My hair needs a little bit of a break. You guys are crooked because you're on the slope of the grill, but welcome to vlogging with Petra. We're gonna use whatever is available. So yeah, and as you can hear, there's people here. So hold on, I'm gonna take these out and then I'm going to be back, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so you guys already saw the intro where I was taking out my braids and everything. So now I'm finally at my consultation. Khadija, I'm going to leave her info right here on the screen for you so you can go follow her and see her work. We're doing the consultation today. So all my curls are out. I'm really excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. We're gonna talk about like sizing. We're gonna talk about like what my goals are, and she's gonna check on my hair. And so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put the camera down. She's gonna chat with me. You may hear her in the background, but you won't see her. You're gonna see her once we actually do the install. So if you guys are ready, let's do a little lock content. Okay, so right now I'm pulling up the other Instagram accounts that I follow that I really like the size of their locks. And I'm doing micro locks, guys, because I still want to have my curls and the versatility. And so Khadijah's going to walk me through that process. So again, you'll hear her in the background as I kind of share with her some of my thoughts and sizes. And she's going to look at my hair and tell me what will work and what won't work. And then figure out if this is what we want to do. Okay, I think I sent... All right, so here's one. So ultimately, and I know that each of our, you know, our hair is different. So I know that that factors into all of it. So I sent this lady to you, but I don't know what how her starters started. But it's not for you. It's not for you. You can't get lots, buddy. You can't get lots. And so they kind of matured, it looks like. Okay. So they're, let me see. Oh, here's where she's still. I'm trying to find where she's still. Yeah, here's one where she's still.
Okay.
So relatively small. Okay. Just because I want to, again, have curlier ends, be able to kind of have versatility with hats and styles and things like that. Like I think that that's really important to me when I'm thinking about like long-term goals with it. And just also just look for me. So thinking about how I like my braid styles, I prefer my braids smaller. When I have my twist, I prefer my twist smaller. Okay. And so knowing that about myself, like I feel like if I were to get traditional locks or something larger, I wouldn't be as happy, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
So I know that I sent you that one on Instagram, but then I think I sent you some in text.
I'm trying to find.
I know.
The one, if I don't see it today, I will send it to you. I can't remember.
Yeah, this is the other girl that I sent you.
As good at this as you are. I could use some like training.
I got you. Listen, I got you. Because we're gonna blow up your spot.
At all. Okay. So I don't know where it is. But anyway, I started a lock. Okay. Okay, those are micro locks?
That's what she said.
Okay.
But I want
the difference is not very different. Sister locks is just like a patented process, and they're small, like,
and that's what I want.
Small. But what my size would be about the size of your index finger. So I'm trying to see. My phone is probably gonna die on me because it is perpetually. Let's do it.
We're gonna do it, guys. We're gonna do it. I'm so excited. So you'll only see these loose curls for a little bit longer. We're gonna do a birthday install. So the end of, what did we say? February?
February, yep.
It's the end of February. So she's looking at her books right now.
Yep.
So
she's birthday is when?
February 24th.
So let's go February 18th.
18th.
Because that's my available Saturday. And we're gonna need
time.
All day. Yes, ma'am. We're gonna need all day. Because this hair is gorgeous and long, and we are not changing length at all. Yes, so we will probably straighten a little. By straighten I mean blow dry. Yeah. To release some of the curls.
So y'all hear what she's saying, right?
Just a little bit. When we get in there, I may change my mind depending on once we wash it and get everything wet. It may be fine. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see. So we are scheduling for February 18th.
February 18th.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, guys.
And we are going early, 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Yep.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, so February 18th, 8 a.m. Oh my gosh.
It's Microloc day.
It's Microloc day. I'm so excited. Guys, can you imagine all this hair? It's gonna be even more hair with locks. And less like daily maintenance. Like you'll still have to do maintenance. So what she'll do, Khadija will walk us through maintenance at the install so she can kind of tell us like what it looks like. So what my retie schedule is gonna be, how I'm gonna care for them, what I can expect kind of as they're maturing and they're blossoming and all that fun wordage that she's gonna use with us. But we're gonna follow this journey together. So I'll straighten my hair for conference, and that'll be the last time that you guys see that. And honestly, guys, I'm not sure I'm gonna straighten it because I like my hair.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Like, I like it. I like this, and I feel like what she's described, because she said that we're gonna do 2-strand twists and interlock the roots. I'll still have my curls, so I'll be able to style it how I want to. So I think that we have a good plan.
The only difference is that you may see a little decrease in volume.
Yep.
As they lock, the volume will return. That's about probably the only, but you have so much volume now, it might not even make a difference at all.
We're gonna see, but we're gonna love every bit of it. That's the goal.
Embracing the process.
Right. So when I first talked to Khadija, we talked about I have to give it 6 to 8 months before I see anything like legit. So we're gonna hone in. We're gonna dig our heels in.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this.
18th, we're committing. Yeah.
It'd be so good. So I'm gonna hang up with you guys, or click off on you guys, and I'll see y'all in the car. Okay, so my consultation is done. Oh, wait, hold on, y'all, fuzzy. Okay, there. So the consultation is done, and it went so good, y'all. Like, so good. Khadija was amazing. She was bomb. Super informative. Definitely willing to listen about what my needs are and what I'm looking for as far as my hair goes. And just in general, like I don't know, like just the peace. Like, you know, sometimes you'll work with people like, I don't know about working with you, but definitely had like we're good. I feel good about this decision. I feel like she's gonna support me the way I needed to be supported. I feel like she's gonna do the work the way that I like it done. It'll be neat. It'll be done well. You know, she is very transparent about what I can expect. Cost, like all of the things, right? Because that's important. And I wanted you guys to be on this journey with me as I start this next phase. So I'm gonna have birthday hair. I typically do something different for my hair on my birthday, and so now we're gonna do locks, and I am ecstatic. I am so ecstatic. So I'm gonna be sending her a couple more pages that I follow, just so she can kind of continue to like see. And we talked about like the size of the twist, because as you all know, like they constrict, so that's the thing. So yeah, so we're gonna be doing 2-strand twists with interlocking at the base, which I'm super excited about that, because I've heard that, like, for me, like all the research I've done, interlocking seems to be the best route for me instead of like the roll maintenance. So here we go. Ugh, my battery's about to die. All right, I'll see y'all in the next part. Good morning. It's install day, and it's good because last night I was out in the mist, and so my curls have frizzed up, and I don't have to worry about doing my hair again. So I'm super excited about that. I can't believe we're actually doing this. I can't believe it. I'm so excited though. So excited. I have been thinking about this, and I'm really excited to go with my gut and to see how it looks for me and works for me. And kind of go from there, you know. We're gonna see. Now my biggest thing is that they're the size that I want, and that I still have fullness. Like that's a big thing to me. So I'm sure that Khadijah's gonna do exactly what I want, and that we can talk through anything that I'm not liking. Because I understand everybody's curl pattern is different, you know what I mean? Like everybody's hair is different, like all the things. But you know, this is an investment, and so for investments you have to say something. So, you know, but I'm excited. I think it's gonna be bomb. I think it's gonna be bomb. It's so funny, Ash just dyed my hair like a few weeks ago, and my eyebrows are already growing out. They're already getting dark again. Y'all, my hair grows so fast, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's gonna be a long day today. So of course I have the big coffee. Today is the stock cold brew, black unsweetened, and Chobani, excuse me, vanilla oat milk, and the Chobani white chocolate raspberry creamer. It's really good. It's like a white chocolate mocha raspberry from Starbucks. So if you've ever had white chocolate mocha, I always get it iced. If you ever have it iced and then you add like a pump of raspberry, that's what it tastes like. If you've ever had that, it's like a dessert coffee to me. It's really good. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So I'm headed to our house. I'm a little bit late. I could not find my clothes. Evie was being super clingy. It just, yeah, it was not my morning. So I'm about 10 minutes late. So I'm about 4 minutes away from where she is right now. But I'm excited. I'm excited to get there. I'm excited. I feel like this year I'm doing so many things that I've prayed about, and you know, really just stepping out of my comfort zone, stepping out of and just, you know, just not overthinking things, which I think is key. I think that's key. Sorry guys, I was looking for my phone because I thought I just missed my turn, but I didn't. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. I'm praying and believing God for some things, but I also know that I have to show up for some things and do things differently, and really have this mentality that sometimes God will tell you things or give you the okay on things, and you just have to go with that. Like, everything doesn't have to be a discussion, everything doesn't have to be a question. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. So I will see y'all in a second. We're here.
Where do you guys? Oh, you.
We're here. So Khadija and I are talking about houses because this is life for adults. That's always the most important thing. So we're here and we are in the salon area. You see that? Guys, it's so dope. We're really gonna do this. We're really gonna do this. So before we get started, Khadijah's getting ready. So I'm gonna be here. This is gonna be my spot, but we're gonna wash hair. So she's gonna wash my hair, prep my hair, all the things. And then we're gonna come back and she's gonna talk to you a little bit about my hair, because Khadija hasn't worked with my hair before. She's seen it, obviously, you guys know that. But we are going to, and actually I'm gonna take my shoes off because I'm slipping. I think my boots picked up water. Okay. So guys, if you're wondering, is the place clean? It's very clean. It's very, very clean. Khadija actually just mopped, but here she is.
Hello, everybody.
You guys didn't get to see her last time. So
how are you? I'm excited to get started with Petra. It's gonna be a fun day.
It is. We're gonna drop her information here on the screen for you so you guys can connect with her on Instagram or Facebook and start scheduling your own appointments because she's a bomb. And I haven't even got started yet.
Yay, let's go.
Let's go. We'll see y'all in a second. Okay, so I know I told you I was gonna come back after we washed her hair, but she was giving me such good information. I was like, the girls should probably hear this. They should hear this. They should hear this. So we're gonna talk about, she's talking about like grid, she's talking about sizing, proportions, the difference between micro locks, tiny locks, and like regular locks. And so what I'm doing is micro locks. And if you see Khadijah's hair, which is beautiful, she has traditional locks, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and so she was saying that the difference is you go row by row for traditional locks, and then with micro locks, it's really important to have a grid, so your proportions are correct. And she is anal like me, guys. This is why the Lord put her in my heart, because I'm a perfectionist, as y'all know. And she was walking me through what that looks like. And so, Khadija, I'm gonna let you kind of talk to them a little bit about what that kind of means.
Okay, so like Petra said, I'm probably not gonna say much different from what she said because it was spot on.
I'm a good listener, guys.
Yeah, so we're gonna break it up. She'll probably have about 9 sections. We'll start from the back, and so we'll go up her head, starting at the very nape of her neck. And we'll just work it section by section, lock by lock, as the install goes on. And everything will be nice and lined up. And the reason why we do the grid is so that when everything comes out, everything's nice and linear. You got these nice, pretty much perfect boxes, not exactly the same,
right,
but everything's nice and neat. So that's why the grid matters.
And one thing that Khadija and I had talked about last time, which was important to me, is my curls. And so one of the reasons that I chose Microlocs is because to me, you keep a little bit more of your curl and you can style them a little bit more. But as you can see, Khadija is able to like twist hers. Hers are in like 2-strand twist looks like, and they're banded. So you can still do different styles, whatever locks you choose. It really just depends, I think, on your maintenance and the types of styles that you really like. Because I know that I like smaller braids, smaller twists. So to me, it seemed to make more sense. Khadija, what would you say most people choose? Do they choose more Microlocs or traditional locks, and why?
A lot of people, from my experience, choose traditional locks. I'm not exactly sure why. Some people go based on aesthetics alone. Some people like the feel and feel like Microlocs give them more of a hair feeling, so that they feel it's a little more versatile. And I think that's correct, whatever eyes you're looking through. I feel like my locks, as traditional locks, are very versatile. And to be honest with you, smaller locks would have been cumbersome for me. Some don't mind the process of Microlocs, or the maintenance of Microlocs, or the amount that you have and all the things. So it is, I like to tell people, any locks journey that you embark on is completely personal. And you choose it based on what you want, based on what you like. There's no right or wrong answer. And it becomes a part of who you are. So you have to really embrace the journey. Sister locks, Microlocs, traditional locks, it doesn't matter. Just embrace the journey and become your wonderful self.
We like that. I think it's also really important what she was saying too, like it's the perspective. So you really have to analyze your own life and what your needs are, but also finding a loctician that can help you to meet those needs, right? Because some of you are starting your own locks. I'm not that girl. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. Like that's not my ministry. That is not my goal. So if you are wanting to install locks and you're wanting to help, really do the research about the loctician who can do the service you're looking for, because not all locticians are the same. They don't all specialize in the same things. And some of them don't necessarily, like, they can do certain things, but they're not as comfortable with certain things. So make sure that you set consultations, that you talk, that you spend time with them, that you get to know them, so you can see, do you all match together? Because just because someone's a good loctician doesn't mean that you guys will vibe together. And so really do the consultations, really listen, really share what you want. And then also come with pictures so that they can tell you, like, your hair don't even look like that. Because that's a thing. Because we'll fall in love with someone else's hair. And if you have a good loctician, they'll tell you the truth. Like, that's really pretty, but yours will probably not be like this. Because like Khadija said, everybody's hair is different. And that's probably one of the best things about locks. Like, you can get the same type of locks and it can look completely different on each person.
I like to say that whatever lock journey you embark on, you need to give it objectively 6 to 9 months before you can really decide whether or not you like them. You can't get 3 months in and say, oh, I don't like this, I'm gonna change my hair. You have to give it time, because it's just like your hair becoming a new baby again. You take an infant and you have to learn how to care for it, and it changes very quickly over a short amount of time. So you have to give your hair a chance to change. Today her hair is going to be super curly. We're going to have these nice twists in there. But over time they're going to change. They're going to start looking like locks. That curl will dissipate. It'll become more lock-like versus twist-like. And that change is going to happen very quickly. But you can't say, well, 6 months in, because when I first got my hair done, I did not like it. I didn't like, my hair was fine and I did not like it. But then over time, I just said, I'm going to embrace the process, good or bad, indifferent, whatever. And over time, I'm now 4 years in and I absolutely love my hair. It's a part of who I am. I love it. I don't think I'll ever change it.
Yes,
it's wonderful.
We're not going to change. I'm actually going to move it up a little bit so they can see you better, because they don't need to see me. That was dope. Yes, and so I think that that's the biggest thing. Give yourself time to get to know your hair. And I think that's why it took me so long to like kind of make a decision too, because I wanted to be sure before I did it, because I didn't want to be that person like, okay, I want to comb these out today, like right now. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to take the time with it. And one of the things, I don't know if you guys remember this too, we were talking about during my consultation, I don't know if I recorded it, but I was thinking about straightening my hair first to see, oh, am I really sure about this? Am I gonna miss the versatility of straightening my hair? And then Khadija and I were talking, I was like, I really just don't want to straighten it. Like, I haven't straightened my hair in years. It's really not something that I want to do. And so that's something that you have to decide to, like, what things do you need before you can make the decision, and what things are you kind of just feeling pressured into doing? Like, straight hair is the norm, right? And for some people, that's good for them. But I just haven't straightened my hair in so long, and I just don't want to. I like my curls. I'm about to lock them up, so I won't have them for much longer. I kind of just want to keep them and then do the locks. And so go through the process to where you feel absolutely comfortable with what you're doing, whatever that is. And again, choosing a loctician who supports you in the process, and who feels comfortable sharing their perspective with you too.
I also like to say you have to determine your why as to why you want to lock your hair. So initially, my why was determined by my daughter, who is now 13. We locked her hair because her hair was dry and broken, and it would get to a certain place and then it would break off. So our options were to lock it or to cut it. So we ended up locking it. She loved it. We don't have anyone in our family or anybody that we know who has locks. And I wanted her to be able to identify with someone who has locks, so that if she faced any sort of discrimination about her hair, there was someone who was there to advocate for her. So I was like, I'll be that person. That's fine. So I literally walked into a salon one day and I said, if you don't lock my hair, I'm going to put a relaxer in it. And that probably wasn't the best approach, but I got it done.
But you got it
and
done.
I locked it, and I locked my hair. And so now my daughter and I are on this lock journey together. And then it kind of morphed more about me versus her. I did initially do it for her, but then I realized that I really loved the way I was feeling about my own locks, and it became less about doing it for her and more about doing it for me. And so now this is completely my journey. If she decided to take her locks out tomorrow, I'd still keep mine, because I just love them. And I love them so much that I end up locking all of my children's hair. I have 5 of them, and every one of them has locks right now. It's great. It's the best mom hack I've ever seen or learned in my life. It's wonderful. But again, you have to determine your why. It has to be personal to you, your decision of where you are in life, and that's wonderful. Whatever you decide is great.
Whatever you decide is great. That's the thing. And because it has to be yours. If you're doing it based on someone else's why, and like Khadija, her why morphed, but it was still her why. She did it for her daughter, and then she did it for herself, but that was hers. Like, it was her choice. But sometimes people will, do certain things because someone else told them to do it, or this is what is expected. And so sometimes you're just not happy with that. And so this is a big commitment. This is a big investment of time, finances, your aesthetic identity. Like, it's a huge identity thing. But for me, when I was thinking about my life, because that is something that Khadija pointed out to me, and this wasn't even on our in-person consultation, this was our call consultation when you called me, because I was texting her and I was like, I think I want to do this. You gonna do this? And she called me she actually called me like maybe 15 minutes after. She was like, oh my God. And I was like, yes, she has the same energy I have, which is what I need. And that's what she told me. She said, you gotta know your why, and then let's talk about it. And I realized that one, for me, why is time, because I do a lot, and I don't want to commit the amount of time I've had to commit to my hair recently. I love my hair. I love my curls, y'all know that. But it takes an hour to an hour and a half to wash, style, do all the things every week. That's a lot out of my day. Also, my hair tends to be drier because we have hard water at our home. And so this will kind of, to me, help me in that area. Also, the reality that I have been curious about locks for forever, and I didn't do them because of other people's expectations. And I don't want to live like that for forever. I want to do something for me. And if I don't like it in 2 years, 3 years, we can always cut it. Hair grows back. Hair grows back. And then also, I think just this reality that if you're going to teach self-love, teach self-worth, value, all the things. You have to be able to love yourself in each evolution and to see yourself differently, you know? And so this is an opportunity for me to do that instead of just thinking I have to be one note all the time. So I'm excited, guys. It's gonna be so dope. We're gonna have fun. It'll be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So she's combing through my hair right now, and then we're going to wash it. And then she's gonna come back and we'll talk about kind of my curl pattern, what her thoughts are. And then she'll walk us through. She said, I think she's gonna do like about 9 sections or so. And she'll probably know better once we get started. She can walk us through all of that. And we're gonna see. And then we'll talk about maintenance and all the things, because again, you know, I can do the moisturizing and things at home, but I'm not gonna be doing any reties. I'm not gonna be doing any stylings. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So, so y'all can hang that up. If you think we're gonna have, we're not gonna do that. But I do want you to get to know Khadija, get to know her process, because of course this is gonna be my person, and so y'all already know how I do. I want to share with you the people that are in my circle, to help you make a good decision. But if you are in this area or surrounding areas, because you can travel, to go to the right person for you. So that's what we're gonna do. Is that cool with you? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so yeah, so again, her information is going to be across the screen. We're going to take a moment. She's going to finish combing through, and we're going to wash, and then we'll be back once we've gotten started a little bit, once she's done the sectioning. Okay? Yep. All right, guys. See you in a sec.
Not doing any sectioning just yet.
Okay, so this is after it's been washed, and Khadija made a good call to get like, oh, it's adjusting. It's adjusting just before she starts to section it, so you can see, kind of see. All right, perfect. So she's gonna start to section the hair, and we're gonna get started. Y'all ready? Ooh, thanks to, look at me, guys. Y'all know the Bantu knots. Doesn't look like what this is. I'm gonna give Khadija the camera when she finishes putting that last clip in, so you can see the back sections. Y'all, it's like happening.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna hand it to her. And you can put the screen down if you need to see.
Oh, let's not figure out how to do this. Okay.
Listen, y'all, we're doing hands-on tutorials today.
So we parted and we sectioned her off into 9 sections, 2 at the nape, 3 in the center, and then 4 at the top. So that's just a guideline. Just kind of helps keep everything nice and neat as we work and as we move throughout the day. So we will be back.
Okay, so first section is done, and y'all, look at this. Look at this. Y'all see my curls? Oh my gosh, it's the first section. She says that she was starting her chart, so she's counting them, so we'll know how many there are. She did a 3-point interlock, so she said north. Did you say south?
Yeah, it kind of depends on how much hair is there and the gap between the braid and the scalp. So sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3. If it's really far, it's 4. So I kind of just feel it out.
Okay, can you explain to them what interlocking is?
So yes, interlocking is just taking a crochet needle. Some people use a different one. This is just the one I'm using today. And you insert the needle up underneath the hair, and you pull it out towards, for me, my right. And then I'll go in from the top, pull it up from the top, from the bottom to the top, go back in through the right, pull that through, and you always want to end going down. So that means the hair will lay flat, because it'll lay in the direction that you pull it through. So the last interlock should be going down.
Perfect. And so the reason that we're doing that, guys, is so it doesn't slip. So that was something that Khadija was sharing with me, because when we talked at the consultation, we talked about either having a small braid base or doing just a twist. And so this will kind of help it to, one, stay locked, is what I'm understanding, but also maintenance wise as well. So it'll be neater a little bit longer, which is cool. So we like that. We like that. And then I don't think we told you the products that she was using. We didn't tell them products, right? Mm-mm. Okay, so what products are we using?
Today we're using Aunt Jackie's Ice Curls. It kind of, for her hair, everybody's a little different. for her hair, since we have these beautiful curls already, I want to maintain that, at least for this initial part. So we put something that's kind of glossy, light, and will kind of allow these curls to be defined through this first part of this lock process. So that's what we're using, and I'm just running just a little bit down the entire shaft of the hair, just to give it a little bit of slip, and it allows those curls just to pop right back.
And so one thing that I want you to notice too, because you're just talking about, this is just the first phase. So your hair is going to morph. So I have my curls right now, but then after a while, they'll look more locked. So it'll be less of the curl pattern as you go on. So you have to really get to know your hair. And one thing that she was telling me is that she thinks of them each as their own individual person, which I think is perfect, because they're gonna do different things. And so allowing yourself to love each phase. And so finding products that you can start with that you'll love the first phase, and then as it grows, there may be different things that she uses. And one of the things that we talked about is if my scalp itches, because you guys know I have dry scalp, rose water. So I won't be putting oil in my hair or doing all those things. Like she said, to just spray it, and not dousing my hair, is I'm assuming as well, guys. Don't douse your hair.
You can use a little oil. Oil is not bad.
Yeah.
Everybody, again, you have to assess your own scalp and your own hair. And if it feels dry or you want to put a little oil, put a little oil. I keep a few oils every so often around, and it's really personal. And as you go through the journey, you will learn what your hair requires and what it can take and what it can't take.
Love that. Love that. She also, as a part of her services, I don't have to worry about washing my hair. I will be able to come and she will wash it, take care of it, and do all those things. So I don't have to worry about when I go home, figure out how to wash them right now. Because you don't need to wash it immediately. And how long can we go before our first wash?
6 weeks or so.
6 weeks, guys. You know how amazing that is? 6 weeks you can go, and she will come, she'll wash it, she'll do all the things that needs to be done, and you don't have to worry about it. So if she's someone that you're interested in, that's a part of her service as well, which is dope. And I don't bring any products. I didn't have to bring anything with me. So she kind of studies your hair, figures out the products that she would want to use. She has all that ready. She washes the hair, she styles the hair, she does all the maintenance things, and kind of talks you through what your maintenance process should be at home, which is helpful so that you're not going in blind. But if you're also like me, you could just schedule time to come back. Because that's going to be a thing. I prefer that. We also talked a little bit about like ideal clients. And so people that will listen, people that don't have unrealistic expectations, people that are willing to try without combing them out, like giving themselves an opportunity to get to know their hair. What else? What else did we say? Oh, and people that are ready for the investment. You need to be ready for the investment because it's time, it's energy, and it's a financial investment. So finding the loctician that fits all of those things for you, and that you can have open conversations with. You have to be able to trust what your loctician tells you. So if you're asking her advice, if you're bringing her ideas, but then like kind of walking through what it would look like for you, that's the kind of clientele and also the type of loctician that you want to work with both ways.
Mutual respect for each other. You feel listened to, and you listen to them.
Oh yes. Yes. 1,000%. 1,000%. I like that a lot. What is one thing that you see people make the mistake of when they first get their locks? Like something that they do with their hair that's a mistake.
Well, the first mistake I made with my traditional locks was wet it with water.
Really?
Yeah, because my hair is soft, and no one told me not to wet it. I wasn't given the courtesy of the maintenance talk and what you can do, what you can't do, and it was just itching very bad. And I was like, I just wet it because water hydrates. I mean, it makes sense to me.
It makes sense.
And so I wet it, and I went back, and my hair was puffy, and it was like almost all the way out. And my loctician said, "What did you do to your hair?" I said, "I wet it because it was itching." And she said, "Oh my gosh, it's the worst thing you could have done." And then she proceeded to tell me about rose water and salt water and all the things. And I was like, okay, well, I won't wet it again. I'll just use this. And, you know, so it itched for the first few months. And then it kind of quelled down. It was fine. But no one told me some of these maintenance things. The one mistake I see people make, I don't, because my clients listen to me. And I don't take that lightly. They trust what I say. And I do a lot of research on my own time just to make sure what I'm telling is correct. So I don't see them make too many mistakes. They come back and they trust me. They don't wet their hair. If they have a question, they call or they text or whatever the case is, they ask at their appointment. But I don't see too many people make mistakes.
I like that. What about sleep caps? Still need a sleep cap?
Yes.
Okay.
I still sleep with a bonnet or a scarf every night.
Okay.
Because while it's locks, and locks can be a dry style, and it's okay if it gets a little bit dry, it's still hair. And it still does need to be moisturized to maintain moisture and to grow, because it's still hair. It's just growing in a different way.
Got it.
So yes, you need to sleep with a bonnet, a hair cap, a scarf, a satin pillow.
Yeah.
I hardly ever fall asleep without anything on my head. It just feels weird.
Got it.
And then you'll find it that it's easier to maintain the moisture that you do have to keep in it by keeping something on your hair.
Okay. Got it. Now, when you say moisturize, that's the rose water. You said salt water? Or
yes.
is that just
salt water? You can use the salt water. So for me, since my hair was very fine and it didn't lock well, salt water helps to draw out moisture from the hair so that it can lock. So salt water and rose water do the opposite.
Got it.
So for people who have trouble with their hair locking, you use salt water to help aid the locking process, right?
Oh, wow.
Because salt dehydrates and it preserves.
Yeah.
Right. So you use a salt water for that. I don't think that's gonna be you don't need salt water.
Okay, cool. Okay, great.
I did. Not everybody does. That's why I say it's completely personal. Just because 45,000 people are doing it for you doesn't mean you need to do it, because it's your journey.
Yeah.
And you will learn over the course of your journey what your hair needs versus what it does not need.
Yeah.
So rose water definitely, and maybe a little scalp oil for keeping the moisture in it so it doesn't itch to high heavens.
Yeah.
At least during this, and it's just a good hydrating, you know, spray. You can get it from just about anywhere. Okay. And you just spray a little, keep it next to your bedside, spray it in the morning, spray it at night, whatever the case is, whatever your regimen includes.
Yeah. And you spray it directly on your scalp, not on the hair
On
shaft.
both.
Okay.
Yeah, because I just like the way it feels on my scalp, because it's really cool and invigorating.
Yeah.
So I do spray it on my scalp when I can part everything and get in there.
Yeah. And
then I spray it on my hair as well. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
That's really it. Like, it's super low maintenance. That's why it works well for me. Like, I can go days without putting rose water. If it feels dry that day, I'll spray it. If it doesn't, I don't.
Nice. Okay, here's the question that I've seen, like the debate on Instagram. Combing out your ends versus not combing out your ends. What's your take?
I actually did try to comb out my ends. Just a little bit.
Did you really?
I did. Only on a few of my locks though, because I really loved my curls.
Yes.
Because as my process was going, I loved the way my curls look.
Yeah.
Now I don't really have curls. They've kind of, you know, rounded out a little bit. Yes. But, and then so one day I did try to sit there and comb it out. It took forever. Then I just got tired.
Right.
And I just kind of was like, forget it. So there's a few still out, but I think it's more work. And if you want to do that, great, do it. Yeah. If you don't do it.
Because it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Because you have to keep doing it, right? Like you can't just comb it out one time and it stays.
The few ones that I did comb out are still a little bit curly. Mm-hmm. But if you want to do that over time, I would think you'd have to do it just to make sure. Yeah. And it wouldn't be a full comb out. It would just be making sure that they're not locking if you want to maintain the curl.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a huge online debate.
Well, that's why I tried it.
Yeah. I just feel like it's like, you know, it looks pretty, but I'm like, that has to be like a maintenance thing though. Like, to keep that
Well, that's why I don't do it anymore. Because
Yeah.
I just, you know, I got locks, so it will be low maintenance. I don't want to have to maintain the ends. I'm just going to let it. I've just embraced the whole journey, and I'm just going to let it do what it does, and just. Okay, just know that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let my hair do what it does. And, you know, if it wants to be curly, it'll be curly. Then, you know, that's it.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Oh, that's good. Okay, then that means, okay, so then the last online debate that I saw was lock extensions versus no lock extensions. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I feel like whoever embarks on the loc journey, just embrace it. The whole journey. I've stopped calling it the ugly phase, because when I first got locks, I was like, I'm going through the ugly phase, you know, whatever. I've since stopped referring to it as the ugly phase, because it's a beautiful journey. You know, you can always find things to do with your hair. I found super creative things to do with my hair so that I would feel pretty going through the not so desirable part of the loc journey. But it's the whole journey is a beautiful journey. It's about self-discovery. It's about learning who you are, pushing the limits. Like I came from relaxed hair, long flowing relaxed hair. Then I went natural. I told myself I would never go natural.
Yep.
Ever. Ever.
And here we are.
Ever. I not only went natural, but I locked my hair because I had a warped perspective on what locks were until I did some self-education. And then I got locks, and then I told myself I would never color my hair, and I colored my hair. So it was I did everything I said I wasn't going to do regarding my hair, and it's been really fun to like find out the limits I can push with myself and just discover who I am. And so it's been really fun. So lock extensions, it wasn't for me. If someone wants to get lock extensions, that's perfectly fine. It's just something I didn't want to do because I wanted to go through the entire journey, starting with where I started and then ending up where I am now.
Yeah.
And just embracing the whole journey. So that's what it was about for me.
I like that. And I think that that's good, that it's still what does each person want? What do they need if it's their needs? So now that we've talked about extensions, will you continue to grow your hair out, or will you keep it a certain length? Because you guys can cut your locks to keep them a certain length.
Yes.
So do you want to keep yours growing long, or do you want them a certain length? What do you want?
I will probably cut them. I don't think I want them too much past my bra strap. Because it's already hot and we live
in
Florida.
Oh my gosh.
And it's hot. Florida equals hot.
Yes.
And so most of the time it stays off of my neck because it's hot again. So I will probably cut them. I think I do want them to get to at least bra strap length.
Okay.
All of them to get to the same length. Right now they are not all the same length.
Okay.
So once they all kind of fill out and get to the same length, I will likely just even them out. And then I'll probably keep them there. I don't think I want to go too much longer than that.
That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. I feel like I see some who get like the bob look, and then some who get them really, really long.
Yeah.
And then some who get them in between. So you can really do
customizable.
Yeah, you do anything.
Do whatever you want. It's your hair. Yeah. So I'll probably go slightly past my bra strap when all of them get there, and then that'll be just fine. They're not gonna get much longer than that.
Yeah, I think that's good because sometimes people think you can't do a lot with locks, but you really can. You can grow them.
It's still hair.
It's just
it's just you just change the form. But it's still hair. I can still do all kinds of things with it. I've done braids. Right now my daughter has 2-strand twists over her locks. She's done braids over her locks. You can do a crochet over locks. I've done spring twists over locks. So there's different ways that you can make the journey palatable to you as you're going through. There's really no limit to the creativity that you can have when going through your journey.
It's just about shifting your mindset.
That's it. And then it got to a place where I didn't want to do anything over my locks because they're so long and thick, and then my arms hurt because I have to kind of manipulate it and do things. So it was just like, okay, well, it's just not. This is not.
Yeah.
So now this is all my hair. I just do things with my hair, and it's great.
I love that. That's what I'm hoping for. I want to just kind of wear them and really get to know them before I try any like protective styles over them. If I ever do that, you know, but I really want to take the time to, like you said, get to know my hair.
Yep.
And
like a new person or a new relationship. You just have to get to know it.
A new relationship.
Yep.
I like that. I like that. Interesting.
Because it's provided me with certain levels of frustration. You know, I've wanted to take it out and cut it and change it and all the things. And so now we are simpatico.
Yes.
We are nice and I understand it. She understands me.
Yes. That's the part right there. That's it. You feel aligned.
That's right.
I love that. I love it. Yep, so make sure that you're dropping in the comments, guys, your questions, your thoughts, what you would like to do if you ever consider locks, or if you consider just doing anything different to your hair. Because like you said, we've gone through relaxed hair, natural hair, now locking, like all the things. So just talk about the different ways that you've changed your hair up, what you're interested in doing, maybe some of your fears, what's kept you from making the change, and then any questions that you may have, because we're going to come back with Khadija when I come from our tie, and we're going to answer some of those questions. So make sure that you drop them below so that we can go ahead and get some answers for you. Okay, we'll be back in a sec. Okay, so we are in the last 2 sections. It's 9 sections and Khadija is on 8 and 9 right now. But we were talking, and something that I did not know that I feel like y'all should know, because we were talking about the wash process. And even though Khadija is going to be doing most of my washes, if there was a time, like she said, I got stranded or I needed to just really, once it's locked, needed to wash my hair, I can do that. Just put some shampoo on. And my question to her was, oh, well, is it better to co-wash or is it better to shampoo? And as a loose natural, I typically co-wash and then only do shampoos when I need to like strip my hair of like product. So she told me something I was not aware of, which is,
you should not put conditioner in your locks. No. Some people may. I don't. I was trained that shampoos are fine because they're soluble in water, but conditioners are too thick and can kind of get into the lock and stick and stay, or be very, 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 very challenging at getting out. So what I do with my clients is I do shampoos, and then we do a leave-in, a light leave-in, something that is very, very much watered down, as still a conditioning agent, but not traditional, like over-the-counter conditioners. Please don't condition your locks.
See, and listen, because I absolutely did not know that at all. Actually, I'll move out this way. Did not know that I would have absolutely conditioned my hair, thinking, yes, this is a great idea, and then probably called her panicked. What is happening? What is this? So that's a really good thing to know. And it makes sense when you think about it, because your hair is like this, so it can't go through it. It's thicker. So that makes a lot of sense. But as a loose natural, you condition your hair. Absolutely. So this is, that's good.
See, if you never ask questions, you never know the right answer.
Which we talked about. You have to ask questions so that you can know. Okay, so when you wash my hair, are you going to do the braid and band method, or are you going to do it loose? Like, what do you typically do?
Well, since we did an interlocking method, your hair is pretty much solid in there. Nice. It's not coming out. So when we wash it, the initial time, I'll be careful as to not disturb the parts. But as it gets older, I just wash it like I would wash my hair. You know, because it really doesn't matter after a time. Once the hair has been trained to go into its section, then it's not gonna mess up too much. And then when it does, I just go back through with my comb and resection and stick hair, the rogue hairs, back into its right lock, and all is right in the world.
See, super simple. Because again, these are mastering your questions about things that you see on Instagram or YouTube. And so the braid and band method is something that I saw for smaller locks, and typically it's sister locks that I see that with. And they have to braid the hair up and then they band it with rubber bands so then it doesn't come loose. But because Khadija interlocked my roots, we're all good to go.
Yep, and if they're not as small, and you know, like I said at the beginning, everyone is different. So if I think it's gonna require that, when we get to, you know, Petra in particular,
Yep.
then I'll consider doing that. But most of the time I just take it and shampoo like normal, and then we go back through and get everything nice and neat once we start the retie.
Dope. That is dope. I think that was something I was like, you guys have to hear this, because definitely it's not aware. So we are in the last lap and she's gonna finish up, and so when we come back you're gonna see my hair all of it. Like, y'all see this? Y'all see this? Look at this. Look at this. Y'all see this? How incredible is this? Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, we'll be back in a little bit. Guys, we're done. She's doing, like, you said you have to do something?
Yeah, was put some mousse in it.
Okay, so you're gonna put some mousse in it, but look at this. She's gonna do like a full 360 in a second, but OMG, y'all.
Shake it, Petra. Shake it.
Oh.
No, shake it, shake it. There you go.
Oh my God, look at that. And they move, y'all. It's so lightweight. Oh my gosh. These are beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful, guys. Oh my gosh, y'all. Look at, oh my gosh. I'm gonna let you do it.
Okay.
Oh my
Here we go.
gosh. Ah. I cannot believe this. OMG. Oh wow. Guys, it's happened. OMG. We're in it. We're in it. I cannot wait to see what happens over the next several months, even in the next several weeks. So we'll be documenting all the changes that happened in the first 6 weeks, and then we'll come back for the first wash and retie. And remember, if you have any questions, drop them below, because Khadija is going to prepare for your questions, and we'll chat about them when I come back for my appointment. Oh, I have hair in my mouth, sorry. Yes, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And she took some pictures and some footage as we were like kind of going along, so that'll be dropped in here for you all to see as well. And of course, go follow her, make sure that you're booking with her, that you're asking all the questions, because she does both traditional and Microlocs, guys. So if you don't like Microlocs, that's okay. She does traditional as well. But listen, call her, book her, do the things. Do the things. I mean, this has been a seamless process. And I'll show you in the morning too. So when I get up in the morning, how it looks after I slept on them. So we'll probably have to fluff them out. But listen, y'all, already so excited. So, oh, I cannot believe this. Look at that. Look at this. Y'all, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. This is dope. Okay, so I will see y'all in a little bit, because I'll share the count later. And wait, let's look at the time. It is 5:31. And we started at what? Maybe
About 9:30.
9:30.
Yep.
Wow, that was fast.
Yep. That was actually a pretty good time.
Yeah, I was like, that's actually
Pretty good time. For as much hair.
You see this? Right?
Yep. Yep.
Oh my God.
Times vary, but this was good.
This was good. This was
Yeah.
really, really good. And then we'll time the retie when we get back, so we see how long that takes, and we can kind of put all that together for you. But look at this. Look at this. And this is just moussing my hair to kind of maintain the curls. And Thor's here. Thor's here. Thor's here. Thor's here. You guys, they have a dog, and you would not know it. Like, you would absolutely not know. This house is pristine. So I'm excited. She's looking for something. Oh, her dryer. She's looking for a dryer. We're gonna dry the hair. So next time, Yeah, we're gonna dry a little bit, which is something that she talked to me about. So you don't want to let your hair air dry as much as possible. This is like really warm outside, which is not today. But because your locks can get mildew in them because of the compression of the locks. So it's difficult to get things out of it, like the moisture. And so you don't want too much moisture in there because it can cause mildew. So you wanna be careful about that. So she's looking for a dryer to make sure that we dry them a little bit before I leave, so that we don't have any problems. Because we don't want that. We don't want that. Oh my gosh, y'all, look at my hair. Look at my, oh, I'm so excited, y'all. I'm so, oh, I don't even know what to say. Oh, I love this so much. So much. So much. I can't wait to see it tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you on the car. Okay. Here comes the, y'all can't see this. Oh my God. Y'all, I think I'm gonna cry. Again, because I cried when she showed me like half of it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I cried already. Y'all, look at this. Do y'all see? I don't know if y'all can see it. Here, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna turn my camera so y'all can see me for real, for real. Can y'all see my face? Look at this. Do y'all see the detail? Do y'all see? You know how they talk about the grid? Y'all, look. This one right here. If y'all don't book her, this is incredible. Let me go home so I can go make a baby. Bye, y'all. Y'all, I seriously cannot believe this. Like, I love it so much. So much. I know that I'm supposed to talk to you guys when I get home after I've done the count, because she gave me the number for each section. So I'm gonna count them up and I'll let you know how many locks she installed. But y'all, my hair feels so light, like so light. Yeah, I am, oh my gosh. I can't believe I did it. I cannot believe I did it. And I know that my hair is not super big, cause duh, you know, but as they kind of mature and bud, they'll thicken up. I'm excited about that, but I'm super excited about the versatility of this. I am excited. So, what we'll do is I'll also, after I've counted everything up, after I've counted every section up, sorry, I will share that number with you, and I'll also share the products that she used on my hair, and then, and you know, and I'll find out what shampoo she used, because she washes my hair, which is great. So, and it's not extra, it's all included in the service, which is bomb. And then I'll close up and we'll kind of start this lock journey together. So my lock-iversary will be February 18th. It's so dope. I'm so excited, y'all. I cannot, like, I'm so happy. I'm so excited that I did this, because I've been thinking about it for a really long time, and to like do it and not like chicken out, yeah, I'm excited. Birthday hair, yeah, I'm so excited about this. I don't think we'll stop smiling all day. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna see you in a sec.